Welcome to D.I.Y. Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
One of these, this fucking cheese grater action. Practice makes perfect, because it's a bitch. What we just got done doing here, we replaced that lower quarter. I sectioned it in, and now where the weld is, I'm fucking filling the weld area in using Dyna-Glass, a product called Dyna-Glass that is actually a fiberglass / Bondo. Now there's other products out there that are specifically made for this type of action, and it's called an all-metal product. There's also one called Alumitech, and there's actually one called metal on metal, which is a Bondo type substance, but it represents a liquid metal. I'm going to tell you right now, you better listen fucking close. You stay away from that fucking shit, because that fucking shit will stick it in your fucking ass until ass wiping will not be allowed. This product, which is Dyna-Glass, alright, this has a flexibility to it. If you look right here, you can see that this flexes with the metal. The all-metal products, all metal such as metal on metal or Alumitech and variants of fucking products such as that, they don't have no flexibility at all. If you do that right there, it's going to create a fucking hairline crack all the way across it. And what I'm trying to tell you is there's a lot of people out there that think that they're going to put this all metal shit on there instead of Bondo and it's going to be better. It's not. The product requires that you use fiberglass hardener, which is the liquid, the clear liquid that you use on fucking with fiberglass resin. Anytime that you use a hardener such as that with a Bondo type product, it's going to tell you that this shit's going to be hard as a rock. So stay away from that fucking shit. Don't fucking use it. And always rely on this type of product, which is a fiberglass / fuck off Bondo additive. And if you look right here, I'm only filling in the welded area with it. What you're looking at right here is a 1962 Karmann Ghia. Now the area that we are focusing on, and you can see that right there where that line is around the lower part of the quarter panel, what that's called the lower rear quarter panel section. Now what that situation is we had to replace that. We did some major construction work on that. Now I would like to explain the reason that had to be replaced is because that piece right there sits in that corner of the vehicle where the battery sits inside the engine compartment, and that's where all the battery acid and rot and rust start to occur on the 1962 Karmann Ghia. So what we're looking at today is we are going to go through the steps and procedures of applying our filler to the panel after the panel has been replaced and all the welding is done and the grinding's done. Now it's time to go ahead and fill our area in, and you can see once again, you can see that seam right there. That's where it was welded together. And I'm sure if you've done this before, or if you're in the process of doing this, you will have the same situation. That is called a flange weld. And once again, go back into the videos and you will see how it's done. So what we're going to do is we are going to start out with using our grinder. As you can see, the metal on the area that we are going to be working on is a lot shinier than the metal that is surrounding it. That is because we have not grinded down that metal. That's still got the factory etching on it where it looks dark gray. And then of course where it's real shiny is where we have used our 36 grit grinding pad to grind it down nice and clean so we can add our filler. So before we start, we want to go ahead and do a little explanation here. This is actually a concave in like this, okay? So when you're doing this type of a repair using a MIG welder, you might say, hello? Are you almost done, Dylan?
What's up?
Are you almost done?
Yes, almost.
Well, let's hurry the fuck up, dude.
Hey, I can only work at one speed, dude. It's either on or off.
Yeah, we already know that.
100%, dude, on.
Then do it.
Don't keep me talking, I will, dude, alright?
I'm sorry, that's our singled out employee we call clown number over here, because there's always a fucking number going on with this guy. Whether it's a good number, a bad number, or a number that says, hey, get off your fucking ass. It's a fucking clown clock situation.
Hey, they wonder who I get it from, dude.
Okay.
It's from you.
But we're not into that right now, dude. We're doing a D.I.Y. here, bud. We're not doing clown.
You can cut it out and edit it,
okay.
dude, alright?
Thank you, sir.
Almost done, bud. I'll be over there in a minute. Assist you, sir.
Like, I don't really need any assisting on this, but yeah. Maybe you might join the class here and fucking learn something. Alright, so back to what we were saying. Now, when you're doing a repair like this, the metal is not going to be smooth flush. It's going to have a V shape in it, and that's basically what you want. Because when you're using a MIG welder, that's basically what you're going to get. And the reason for that is we're going to have to fill this in. Now, most people in your condition, you might say, in your shoes, would go ahead and say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and get that $100 gallon Bondo because that's the best stuff in the world. Well, I'm going to here to tell you, you're wrong. Fuck all that shit. Forget the $96 gallon Bondo crap. It's fucking junk. It's bullshit. It's a sales scheme to make you spend your fucking money. You don't need it. And we're not even going to use Bondo on this to start out with. What we are going to do is use a product called Dyna-Glass. Alright, and what we're talking about when I say Dyna-Glass, we're talking about a product that has short strand reinforced fiberglass filler. Do you understand what I'm saying? That means that there's actually fiberglass mesh, okay, fiberglass mat that has been compounded down to intertwine with our Bondo itself, and is going to make it a nice, strong, durable filler that's going to be used as that purpose, a filler. All right, this is not designed to make a finish coat out of it. This is a filler only. When you have a big area, such as the area that we welded up, this is the stuff that you want to use. All right, Dylan had a good question there. He wanted to know if the Dyna-Glass is a flexible item. Yes, it is flexible, and it's flexible to that if you got into a rear end collision, it would still be intact. There is a product out there that a lot of people use, and I'm going to tell you right now, stay away from it. It's called Alumatech. It's an aluminum type base filler. It looks like a Bondo, and it uses a fiberglass resin hardener in it as well to make it hard. It doesn't use a Bondo hardener such as this. All right, this is a Bondo hardener. What it does use is a fiberglass resin hardener like that right there. So don't use that. It's called Alumatech. There's one called Alumatech. It's called metal filler. The first time that you tap down on it, or even you can tap it with your hand and go like this, it's going to get a hairline crack in it. The first thing you want to do is open your Dyna-Glass up, and you want to stir that up thoroughly. All right, and you can see that it's very thick and gooey. All right, this is a gooey substance right here that says, hey, yeah. All right, it's a lot different than we're using Bondo. This does not feather out and flow out like Bondo. This is a filler only type situation for what we're doing here. And if you are repairing any rust on your car and you have to use a filler, not a Bondo, a filler, this is the stuff you want. So you want to go ahead and get your filler Dyna-Glass, all right, out. One more thing before we go any further, and I'm trying to get all the information I can in this video here, is that you can actually buy this stuff at Lowe's or Home Depot, I believe, for 1/3 the cost than going to your local paint and body shop supply store. So go over to Lowe's or Home Depot to look for it first, and it's 1/3 the cost than if you went to a paint and body shop supply store, which I just fucking repeated myself and told you twice. That's 2 fucking times I told you, all right? Wake up, listen, see what the fuck's going on, and get your head out of your fucking ass, dude! Now, when you get your Dyna-Glass, if Dylan can please go get me a brand new can. Never mind, I'll get it. You're busy, Cindy. All right, so I was going to show you that when you purchase this, it should come with a hardener with the can. Make sure that that hardener is in there. A lot of people will take that lid off at the Lowe's or Home Depot. They will steal the hardener and then put the lid back on. So always make sure there's a hardener. Without the hardener, this isn't no good. But this is what it'll look like when you get it. And it's a very good item. So what we're going to do is we are going to get a big glob of it. Basically, you know, use your imagination. Think about how much you think you're going to use. And then we're going to take our hardener cream that comes with it. Now, I like to use the red hardener with this stuff because you'll be able to tell that the hardener has actually mixed in thoroughly using red hardener versus blue hardener, because if you use blue hardener, it just stays green. You're going to take your Bondo spreader, and then you are going to mix it up thoroughly, and depending on the weather, depending on the heat range that you're working is going to tell you how much hardener to use. I can't sit here and tell you this is how much hardener you need for that much Bondo. You're just going to have to play with it and work with it. And as you can see, this is changing color to a dark pukey green. Now, if it was wintertime, I would have added a lot more hardener than this, but we went ahead and did it this way instead. Because of the heat, and when it's hotter, you use less hardener. So the hotter it is less hardener. The colder it is, more hardener. Once you have it mixed up thoroughly, just like you see right here, you're going to start slopping that on there. Now, what you want to do is the first coat that you put on, like you're seeing me do, you want to push it in there real hard. And what that's going to do, that's going to fill any little air pockets that you might have, fill those up. And then, once you get that done, then you come back and you start leveling it out. Just start leveling it out just like you're seeing me do. We don't care what this looks like. Once again, this is just a filler. We're going to go around this corner right here and do the same thing. As you can see, I'm filling that in. We're just going to slop it on there, and I'm trying to form it the best way possible that I can. You can already see just by adding this, the filler, the Dyna-Glass onto our panel, you can see that it's already looking better. And I'm going to use the rest of it right here. And now it's already starting to get hard. Alright, you can see now it's getting hard, and we want to stop right there. You don't want to go any further. Now, it's still pretty soft, so we don't want to mess with it. So while that's drying, I'm going to go over the two tools that we will use to go ahead and start forming our Dyna-Glass. The first tool that we're looking at here, this is called a Cheese Grater. You can buy this at your local hardware store. I suggest that you buy one that has the blade handle where you can change the blades on it. This is my most common cheese grater that I use right here. I've had this for about 15 or 20 years, and I can still buy this size blade right here at any hardware store. So this is a handy item. That's what we're going to start out with over at my shop. Now, if you've never used one of these and you're working on a restoration job such as this, I would not suggest you to use this. What I would suggest to use is the 8-inch Bondo Buster. Now, if you don't have one of these, you can always go to rely on an electric grinder with a 36 grit grinding pad. That works just as well, and I use it all the time. But this is the main tool that I use. This is called a Bondo Buster, and this is 36 grit sandpaper. So we will be using this and this in combination. But if you have never done this, I would not suggest to just jump in it and use it on a job like this. Practice with this little item here, because using this consists on really catching it at the right time that it's drying, because if you do it when it's too soft, it's going to pull all the Bondo off or the filler, and if you do it too late, it's not going to do nothing. Another thing is, when you use your cheese grater, you got to know how much pressure to apply to it as you're using it, and you got to know how to use it to start forming stuff, because once again, it will rip the filler off instead of shave it off nice and clean. So using a cheese grater is actually a trick in itself, and learning how to do it right is even as hard. So now that this is pretty hard right here, and it's time to start using our cheese grater. Now, when I start using that cheese grater, I'm not going to push real hard, but you can see how it's coming off right there. All right, using the cheese grater. And once again, it's all in the way that you use it and how much pressure you apply. When you're working on this area down here, where you want it to feather out, use less pressure than you would in the middle. And you can see it works very, very good. The cheese grater is your friend if you use it right. The reason that I like to break it down with the cheese grater first is because it saves a lot of money and time. And when I say money and time, I'm talking about this versus the sandpaper. The sandpaper costs money every time you use it, whereas this is usable many, many times, and you don't have to change nothing. And then we'll come around here using our cheese grater as a device to mold, you might say, to sculpture. We'll use our cheese grater to sculpture what we are trying to achieve here. And now you got to start being quick, because there's actually a point where you can't use your cheese grater anymore, where it starts to get too hard. So it's all a matter of time is what it is. It's a matter of not just taking your time, but being quick at what you're doing and not wasting time. And then if you look right here, here's a cheese grater I have that's a half round cheese grater. that would be good for, let's just say, this area right here. All right. And you can see how careful I'm being on this, not to take too much off. All right. This is a hard area to work on right in here, and we want to make sure that we take our time and not take too much off. Because if we take too much off, what's going to happen? Do you have an answer for that out there, Mr. fucking guy that's watching this video? You are going to have to come back and fill it again. And what did I tell you this was? This is a filler Bondo. This is not a finished Bondo. So what we're trying to do is fill it as fast as possible, get her done, so we can move on to the finished product. Using a cheese grater again it's a job that takes experience and time, and the only way you're going to learn how to do it is to get out there and do it. Alright, so once we're done with the cheese grater, it's now time to move on to either your 7-inch grinder, and when I say 7-inch grinder, I'm talking about the big grinder that you're holding like this with your hands, and you got a 7-inch 36 grit sanding disc on it. Or you can use a tool like I'm going to use, which is literally a Bondo busting type tool that uses, it's a giant D.I.Y sander is basically what it is. But then on the other hand, this is not a D.I.Y sander, this is a direct drive. Okay, so this is a DD. And when I say direct drive, the dual sanders, it kind of moves like this, and then it also spins at the same time, giving it a finish look instead of a hardcore grinding, sanding look. So yes, this is different than a D.I.Y, but it's basically the same design as a D.I.Y sander. So we'll go ahead and take our grinder slash sander with some 36 grit, and then we will go ahead and finish this out. And if you notice, I'm taking my sander and I'm feathering the edges out and concentrating on the middle, but I still want to feather the edges out as much as possible. And now you can see that this is actually starting to look like a finished product where I have filled it in, and now I'm almost ready to start adding my Bondo finishing putty, blah, 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 to finish out the situation that we have here. Okay, and then I was mentioning a D.I.Y sander. What we have here, we have your typical D.I.Y sander, dual action, stick-on 36 grit pad that I just put on my D.I.Y, and now what I'll do is I'll use that in this area here to start molding it. And now, once we do that, you can see that we have a nice finished product with our filler that we use called Dyna-Glass. And we are now ready to apply our Bondo. That's the way you do it, that's the situation you have, and that's what you call body filler right there. It's called Dyna-Glass. Don't use that crap, that liquid metal shit. It's called Alumatech, and there's all kinds of different other names. What you want to do is you want to use the Dyna-Glass first when you have major rust repair just like this, and now we're ready to go ahead and apply our finish coat using Bondo and polyester fillers to finish it out. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, showing you, telling you, and giving you advice how to do stuff. Another situation we have is you can't do this by watching videos. You can't do this and say, okay, I know how. Get off your lazy ass. If it's 110 degrees outside like it is now with me, and you're sweating like a filthy pig like I am right now, and there's no fucking wind blowing and the humidity is 199% fucking humidity out, it doesn't matter. Put your thoughts on getting shit done in life instead of complaining, bitching, and whining about all these fucking excuses that you have in the back of your head so you can't do it. Alright? There's no excuse for anything. Hello, Dylan! Over here.
Bro,
What are you doing?
split my ass off, dude.
Exactly. What are you doing? You working over there?
Yeah.
Then get it fucking done.
Why'd you call me over here?
Because I'm making sure you're fucking working instead of coming up with bullshit excuses.
What the fuck do you think
All
I'm
right,
doing?
thank you.
Wiping my ass or what, dude? What the fuck, man?
What the fuck was that? Are you wiping your ass?
What the fuck do you think I'm
Thank you, Dylan.
What
Thank
do you
you.
think I'm doing, man?
All right, at least he's working and being a clown at the same time instead of being a clown and not doing nothing but being a clown. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, showing you how to use a filler designed for metal replacement rust repair. All right? This is what you want to do first, then apply your Bondo. So take it easy. This is Pete. We'll see you later. I got a lot of repairing to do here and getting this done, and hopefully I'll be done with it today because I'm working. I am not sitting on my ass and coming up with excuses. I am actually doing the job that needs to be done instead of sitting around whining and crying and telling everybody why I can't do it. And I'm talking to you. You're the guy that I'm talking to right there that's laughing at me right now and thinking this is a big joke. Yes, you. All right, I went ahead and I mixed up some more Dyna-Glass, which will be our final coat. And I'm just going to go ahead now. I'm going to go ahead and put it on here. Once again, I am concentrating on where I need to put it in the center for the filler. This is going to be our last filler coat that we'll need. And now we have put our final coat of filler Bondo, filler. All right, this is a filler, not a fucking finish Bondo. We're gonna let that dry very thoroughly, 100%. And then once it's dry, we're gonna come back and use our Eliminator Bondo Buster with our 36 grit sandpaper, and we'll finish that out to where it's a nice flush mounted system. And then we can begin to Bondo it up, putting our finished Bondo on it and our polyester filler to complete the job, just like you see right here on the other side. This has been 100% complete. This job is now ready for primer. There's a very, very thin skim coat of Bondo on that, just to feather everything out. But by using our Dyna-Glass, we have eliminated using a lot of Bondo and a lot of fillers to get the job done right. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, showing you how to restore cars, showing you how to fix problems, weld panels, take care of the life situations you have in your life, and to get off your fucking ass and do something with your life, because that's really what this is all about, is to start something in life that you can finish in life. Don't fucking be a quitter. Don't give up. And when you run into problems, just remember one thing. All you gotta do is turn on D.I.Y. Auto School or SWRC and watch my friend Pete, and it's gonna snap you back into fucking life. It's gonna wake your fucking ass up and say, I am going to do it right.
Thanks for watching D.I.Y. Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.
chop, chop, man. Come on.